Hello everyone, welcome back to Walk With Me Gaming. So, I wanted to do a little short thing. Um, I recently acquired Pokemon, the Diamond, was it Shining Diamond, whatever it is, the remake of Diamond and Pearl for the Switch, and it just kind of reminded me of something, and I thought it would be interesting to kind of show you something that I did years ago. I just checked on it, but it's been several years since I did this. And Pokemon reminded me of it because that's what it is. So, and I know that this has probably been done in Minecraft and probably been done better in Minecraft, but also probably also been done by groups of people as opposed to this where this was just me. So my goal, because I'm not very creative person, what I am good at doing is following instructions. So what I wanted to do was make an entire recreation of Pokemon Red and Blue. Well, I guess I could say Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green is what I used as a template. And between using a guidebook and maps online, I did my best to recreate the entire world of Pokemon. Now, it was not this is not done, and I will probably never finish it. This is as far as it's going to go. But I thought, screw it. I have a channel. I can show this off. So now we are starting here. This is where the entrance to Mount Moon would be, and this is kind of where I stopped. Like I said, I based this off of the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes on the Game Boy Advance. And I tried to be as accurate to size as possible. So what I mean by that is that all buildings should be accurate to size and scale from the outside of the game, or as close as I can as possible. One thing that was tough is certain buildings that are clearly not too tall or not tall enough, such as Pokemon centers, where in the remakes they have an upstairs with the trade center and everything. So I had to kind of play around with the sizing of this, but that's the general idea of that's the trade center. And then over here is, of course, where Nurse Joy would heal your Pokemon. And I figured that would be a good healing computer. And here's the PC because you can activate it. But yeah, that is my idea for how to put together a Pokemon Center. Now, if you are familiar with the Pokemon games, you like I said, I'm kind of going backwards from here because this is just where I ended. Because I was then going to attach, once I built all the outer areas, I was then going to make the inner areas such as Mount Moon and the Rock Tunnel and Seafoam Islands and all those ones. But until then, I was just going to be walking along the outside. And then because those, I could dig down underneath to make a little more authentic so I could actually make the entire thing. And I tried to be as authentic as I could. So example, we have the tall grass here, obviously. We have these the for the walls that you can jump down but not up. Of course, we use stairs because then I don't have to jump. But if I go down the stairs, I can do that. I thought that was pretty smart. And again, this was me making this maybe 7-8 years ago. I'm pretty sure I started this when I was probably fresh out of college. If you know the game, most of the outer areas are just lined with endless trees, these big thick trees that obviously you can't walk past. So that's what these were going to eventually turn into. But this was just kind of my blocking to help me figure out the layering. So now we are in Fuchsia City, of course. Nice thing too is that most of the signs in the game are pretty short, so you can use these to do a pretty effective use of signage. And I wanted to do literally everything. So even like the NPC houses, which I always found more interesting in the Pokemon games because they're kind of useless. Like aside from the occasional ones that'll have like an item for you or some kind of pickup or something like that, NPC houses are basically useless in Pokemon games. Obviously, most of the Pokemon centers are pretty much exactly the same, which you would think, why did you waste so much time making every single Pokemon center look like that and doing the inside? Same thing with the Pokemarts, because they don't have 2 stories. I didn't have to put as much effort into the Pokemarts, luckily. But I thought this was the mushroom representing the Pokeballs and all kinds of other stuff. We've got potions and escape ropes and revives and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know. I just thought it was a fun idea. And this is, again, way back. So, like, now I could have probably made it even more accurate looking because of more blocks and stuff that's been added to Minecraft in the last decade. But yeah, and then we've got the big sign out front for the gym. Gym, because I can't write it on there. You got the little entrance statues, and then the little walkway where like the other trainers would be. Obviously, the Pokemon gyms are a little smaller because they're not very wide front to back, so you kind of have to shrink it. But we make do. I think I made some interesting ones for some of them because I want it to be as accurate as possible. But again, I have to fit within the size constraints. So, and then we have the museum here. Didn't put any doors in, but and there we have our little entrance desk. We have our displays here. We have some fossils of primitive Pokemon. I thought I did. This is making me really kind of happy. The space shuttle, my best attempt at a space shuttle in this confined space. I thought I did all right for designing this. Meteorite, I'd say that's pretty good. But this was just something for me to kind of pass the time and work on as I went. And it was just a fun experience. I'm going to try and edit in for the video too. I want to make sure that I have the music playing from the games, because why not? Of course, we have our old Amber that we get to turn into an Aerodactyl later in our little science lab back here. I would like if some people would look back and see these, because to see how accurately or how close to accuracy I got, because I think I did a pretty good job. So now we're heading down route, I guess it's 3, and then of course into the Viridian Forest. Now, when you're on the Viridian Forest, so obviously here we have Diglett Cave, which again would be something that I would attach later as an underground maze to connect over to I think it's Vermilion City. Yeah. And then we've got the little house here that the guy will trade you for a Mr. Mime or a Clefairy based on which game you're playing. And the little area where you pick up Flash in here from the scientists. Obviously, we don't have any NPCs unless I wanted to figure out a way to get villagers to stay in place. Or, well, they have the Scarecrow things now, so I could do that now. But I did make for the Viridian... for the Verdian Forest, I did make it a maze. So on the inside, even though it just looks like regular trees from the top, whoa, I don't know what happened to my mouse there. I built an actual maze inside to recreate the Viridian Forest. So I won't take you through the whole thing, but it's basically the same in a slightly shrunken mode. This is so funny seeing this. Just remembering how much effort I put into this stupid thing. It's kind of ridiculous. Over here we have the pathway to the Elite Four, of course, where you have to go around these and up through the grass and across this little walkway here. We have these nice bricks, and of course this is where you also run into your rival at least once, maybe twice, depending on how much you're playing the game. And then this will have to be built in later. I never got to here. But then we have Viridian City. So obviously back here is where you get the guy who's sleeping, who gives you a TM, and the little lake here. We got the Pokemon Center, which as oh gosh, hold on, I've got let's see, yeah, sorry, I have the I'll have to come back to that. My coworker's trying to switch me shifts, which I would probably be okay with. I'm feeling dizzy, a little nauseous actually. I mean, it's the McDonald's I ate. But here we have the gym, Verdian Gym, which is of course the last gym in the game. This gym was not as I gotta take a quick break. Okay, it has been about 24 hours, and I'm back. I am sorry. I felt like I was going to be sick, and then I did become sick. So I had to stop for the day. And then I had a busy day today, so I figured I would just come back later and just do it tonight. And so this is what I'm doing. So we left off, and I was talking about the gym. Now, obviously, Giovanni's gym is a lot bigger on the inside than some of the others, where it has like all the spinning tiles and all that. So I figured I couldn't really do much with that except for just make a tiny maze, because that's really the only option I had. So figured that would be fine. Everything else is about the same that you'd expect. So I think this house is just a regular one, so it's just kind of standard. Here's the table. There's a Spiro in here. Don't obviously. I guess I could get a bird. We have birds, so I would be able to put that in now. And then we have the Pokemon School, which has all things that you can learn about Pokemon. So I think I did a pretty good representation with the spell book and the bookshelves and all that stuff. Just fun. Yeah, this is where I started. I started with Pallet Town, obviously, because that just makes sense. But just going through these routes, especially like looking at this one, like I recognize if you showed me like a really basic like layout of something like this, like I almost can guarantee I would be able to recognize this. Like I know that sound of just like walking onto this road and you hear that. I put the things down wrong. I put them on backwards. I put all these backwards. No. My plan. What? How did I... Wait, what? Oh, no. No, this is Pallet Town. I didn't do it backwards. I was just looking at it wrong. All right, we're at Pallet Town. Now, Pallet Town, I had to make some take some creative liberties with because, like the Pokemon Professor Oak's place the research lab looks a lot bigger. It looks like it's 2 stories, and it has this like cool like chimney thing on the top and all that. Like it's a neat look, but there's nothing to it. So it's just a big empty inside. So I had some bookshelves. I had the weird like recharger things so that you could heal your Pokemon. Some more information stuff, just all kinds of stuff. His computers, and of course my representations of Pokeballs for the 3 starters. Yeah, and this is where Oak has his lab. But then because your house doesn't look as big from the outside, but I had to adjust it because obviously your house and your rival's house also has an inside. Also, you have a mailbox, so I figured I'll do that because that's the only thing I could do. Pretty basic house layout from the bottom, and then up top, of course, you have your TV, which would usually have a GameCube or a Nintendo system of some sort. Your bed, of course, your PC, and always a town map on the wall so you can get a good look at things. And because I would hit my head if I had to remove a block. So floating bookcase, it'll work. And same thing with the rival's house. Pretty much everything's the same. They have a sink for some reason, so I put that in. And there's no upstairs for some reason, so the upstairs is purely for show. Although it looks like I did put in stuff. So I guess he does have a room. It's just there's no stairs to it. So he doesn't get to do nothing with it. Cows, get away. I just put this in because I was bored. So now we have the routes down to, what is it? Is that Vermilion? No, Cinnabar Island. So if you'll remember this little area where you can get Tangulas. Yeah, I still remember all that stuff from classic Pokemon games. My knowledge of Red and Blue is pretty thorough for the most part. Everything after that, Gold and Silver is still pretty thorough too. But anything past that, I don't remember too much details. Although I did thoroughly enjoy it. I think still Ruby and Sapphire and Black and White, I'd still consider to be the best games. However you define best. But yeah, Cinnabar Island. This was a fun one to make because I had to get really creative with the size of the island and the size of the buildings. So obviously the Pokemon Center we know about. Over here we have the Pokemon Tower. Or not the Pokemon Tower. The Pokemon Mansion, I think it's called. So this is where there's lots of fire types and poison types. And And the interesting, there's like the big carpet on the entrance that leads upstairs. There's a whole bunch of staircases and stuff, but you're like, well, this doesn't look like too big of an area. Why did you have this whole thing blocked off in here? And if you'll remember, it's because in the games, you have to go upstairs. There's a whole bunch of switches and stuff you have to activate, so I just kind of did what I could with that. And then again, you're like, well, this area is like blocked off. There's nothing here. What's going on? There's a whole bunch of rooms in this, but if you go upstairs, you get up to the top here, and then you there's this top area which has a stuff, I guess, and then you have to find like the secret thing, because then you drop down to the bottom floor where there's actually other things down here. So, and here's where you would collect like the HM for the key to get into the gym. So again, this is just kind of as simple of a design as I could make to build a basement. This is one of the few areas where I actually did make like a lower floor, because otherwise I couldn't have done it, because I haven't gotten to all the mines and the tunnels and all the areas that I would actually have to go underground, like the Diglet Cavern and all that stuff. There's the gym here, of course. This is the Cinnabar Gym, and this is where the fire type leader is. So the Cinnabar Gym has the things where he has like each room has a question. If you answer it wrong, you have to battle the trainer. If you answer right, you get to pass through. So that's what I did here. So if you answer right, boom, you get to pass. Now, let me through. There we go. Is it raining? And there he is. There's the end of it. So, like I said, had to get creative with the designs to see like how do I make these gyms feel like the gyms in the game, especially when they have specialty things like this. And then over here there's the laboratories. So this is where you can transform your fossils into Pokemon. This one was very limited because the area is split into like a section and then 3 whole rooms. I could only do 2, but I figured this one was just like kind of a random room, and then over here was the one where they actually resurrect the Pokemon. So I figured this would be, I don't know, that's where you put the Pokemon, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of made my own interpretations based off of the pixel art that I could see. So it might look weird, but my hope is that if you would compare it to the actual game, you could see like where my mind was going with this. So now we're gonna head east to God, I still can't believe how much I actually put into this. I'm really curious how many hours I actually put into this world. So this is where Seafoam Island would be. Normally you would swim up to here, you'd enter the cave here, and then you have to find the exit, which exits out the other side here. That would be something I would still have to build. Will I ever get to it? Probably not. And then you travel down here where you'd all run into tons of tentacles as well as a few trainers swimming around. You'd have to use surf to get around. If you're playing the yellow version, you had the Surfing Pikachu minigame, but I don't have that, so obviously I'm just kind of doing this. So there's this weird blocked off area of stone, and now we are at Fuchsia City. We have in here, I'm trying to remember, I think this is just a regular house, but there's probably some quest giver people in here. And then I think one of these has some people who have like an HM or something like that. I think one of these houses gives you surf. No, surf is found in the Safari Zone. And then we have the Fuchsia City Gym. This one was pretty straightforward because the whole point of Fuchsia City Gym is that it's like invisible walls. It's based on kind of a ninja design. So I based it with just put up glass, and you have to go around the loop, and you're like, oh, I got it, and I found it. Oh, here's the wrong way, and then there it is. There's the middle, and that's where Kogo will be standing. It's fun stuff. What was that? I don't know. And then, of course, we have the Pokemon. And then in Fuchsia City, we have the like Pokemon Zoo kind of area outside the Safari Zone. Now, obviously, I didn't get to build the Safari Zone. That would be fun to get to eventually, but right now, not not on the menu for things. But this is where there's all sorts of stuff like Chanseys and Kangaskhan's and all that other stuff. And then there's the Safari Zone workers working here. They don't really do much otherwise. And then over here is where you can get a good rod, because the guy has like fishing in here. And then in here is the warden's place. And the warden is where you would exchange things for you would exchange his golden teeth for his the HM for strength. So he is important. And then we just head up this route here. I do love this. Like the amount of details that I put into this is just ridiculous. It's kind of making me laugh, like how much time I waste on this. Yes, because here we have the telescopes that you can look into, or the binoculars, and it'll say like, oh, you can see a sleeping Pokemon in the distance, and that's the Snorlax up the route. Because we are now on, I think this is like 13, 14, and 15 or something for the routes. Because this is where there's a whole bunch of trainers, because if you don't have the bike path opened up, if you don't have a bike, then you have to go this direction. And this one has just has like the weird like maze out of the fences here. I'm sure you guys can recognize it from above. You just like, whoa, like it takes a lot. And yeah, I'm not going to walk through it because obviously it's going to take us forever. But I do like that I got to build the docks here for over the water. And this is where you would, again, run into a whole bunch of trainers. There's some grass over there. Oh, these little trees. So anytime there's a little thing like this, you notice, that is supposed to be a tree that is cuttable. So that would be whenever you get the HM for cut, and you can knock down those trees into areas. Oh, gosh. I need to make a boat. Oh, all the things that I know how to do already. And then this place is where you get the super rod. It was always weird that they made it with the super rod as you could get it before you get the good rod. And then it was kind of like, well, that was pointless. Like that was kind of poor planning on you guys' part. I even lined up flowers to be like in the correct arrangements from the images. And then of course here, sport fishing area. Yes. Well, right here would be where we would put a Snorlax if I had one. And then here would be the route leading over to, what's it called? It's the one with the electric badge. Can't remember the city's name. But keep following up the path here. Oh, we're getting to Spooky Town. Spooky Town. Yeah. So head on through here. Same thing. We've got the stuff to look at. Some of these buildings look bigger than others in the game, and so I can kind of play with it a little bit more. And just go down here. And here we go. We have Lavender Town. Everyone's favorite creepy, horrible place. Glad I got some creepy artwork here. I don't remember what these buildings are specifically. I know one of them is Mr. Fuji's home, where he keeps his Pokemon that he cares for. And then one of them is the Name Raider. I think this is the... Yeah, this is Mr. Fuji's house. So the Name Raider is one of those other two. Come on, let me out. And then, of course, the iconic... Well, back here, there's that route. Don't need to worry about that. But the iconic Lavender Town, the Pokemon Tower. Now, this one's obviously not done. Now, with the Pokemon Tower, it's a lot of like maze-like areas, so it's not super easy to make, but I figured, these will count as like the headstones in the area that you have to wind your way around, and then I didn't finish getting up to the higher levels, so I just kind of left off from there, figured I would come back to it later, which obviously I didn't, but that's okay, because I still think it's pretty impressive. This is just me bragging, because why shouldn't I? Put all this effort in, might as well brag a little bit. And then I think we're getting to the last of it. So now we just got this route here where there's a bunch of assorted trainers. Catch myself an Abra or Vulpix or Growlithe. And then here we have, this would be another one that would be fun to make, because this is where we have the underground route that takes you from one end of this area all the way past the city over to the other side. So this is where I left off. This was going to be the last place where I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with everything. So this is Saffron City, I think. This is where the gym leader has the psychic type Pokemon. And I think I made her gym. Oh my gosh, I did. I forgot what I did for this. Yeah, so this is the psychic type gym. So the thing with this gym is that there's 9 rooms in it, and you have teleporters in each of the rooms. So you actually have to teleport your way around the gym to figure out how to get to the gym leader. So what I did instead was I built holes that it was going to be like this. So you go up, here's where you battle a guy, and then go down into another teleporter, jump up here, and oh no, battle another guy, jump down here, go around. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did all this. This is ridiculous. And you just keep teleporting around until you find, well, where's the end? Back. Gotta go a little further, and here we go. Here's the end of it. So you can see it's split into 6 different rooms. So it's supposed to be 9, but again, we're working with limited space, and I think I did pretty good job of representing teleportation. Yeah, I think Minecraft is actually giving me a headache. So I don't play too many first-person games, and maybe that's a good thing, because this is actually like making my head hurt a little bit. It's probably because I'm like sitting so close to the screen, and I don't know. It's just not great. I've been fine the rest of the day, so it's probably good that I'm finishing here, because this is the last place. But this is where we'd also have like the fighting gym, where you get Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and then of course this huge space is where Silphco, whatever it is the place that is run by Team Rocket. So that would have been huge. And maybe that's why I kind of stopped, because I was like, this is getting too daunting. I need a break. And then unfortunately I just never came back to it. So, but that's okay. This is just a fun project for me to do in my spare time. And now that I don't really have much spare time, this is just where it's going to end. But I thought it would be fun to show off and just kind of show like that I do have a pretty good love of Pokemon, and that I'm sad that I won't get to finish this, but that's okay, because honestly, it's fine. So I hope you guys like this, and if you want me to come in here, if anyone says, hey, you should stream this and like do this, maybe if I ever got enough attention that people would actually pay me to do this, because I would need to be paid to do this, because this would be soul crushing amount of work. So but whatever, I'll look into it. No promises, because I know someone was like, hey, why don't you play more Binding of Isaac? I'm like, because clearly no one wanted to watch me play Binding of Isaac. I appreciate that you want to watch me, but that one I can just keep to myself. So, but anyway, that is all for today. So I hope you like that little taste of that, little something different, little just me getting to enjoy a bit of Minecraft again for something different. And if you like that, check out my other videos, and all my other series and whatnot. And that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.